Okay, hi guys. I'm just going to do a little warm-up chat and get going with some more videos here today, but I wanted to show you all some of my photos that I've been taking because I'm not posting on G Plus anymore, and so I'll just kind of stick some of my nature shots into my videos from now on. But, you know, I've withdrawn a bit from the internet. I've pulled back, and G Plus was one of the things I sacrificed because it was a bit of a distraction. And, you know, the more that I've sort of examined it all, I've got a lot of thoughts about it. And because of the internet and the cloud, it's like this huge information field people are pouring into. And yes, there's a lot of porn and there's a lot of stupid shit. And there's a lot of really good art and a lot of really good information. And so it really is up to the navigator. What I've noticed, obviously, is that there's this, you know, technology is going very fast, AI and the robots and the quantum computing. We hear all about this stuff that's going on that Google's doing. And the internet is getting huge. And it's like, personally, it seems to me like the rise of the internet and the decline of America seem to correlate. But really, a lot of people are really absorbed into it now. And there's so much information. And what I've noticed is that there is this huge disparity between how fast the technology is evolving and the rate at which human beings are emotionally and psychologically maturing as a collective. Like, it's obviously, there's a big rift there. And I think that's where a lot of the conflict comes in. And you know, every time they fictionalize a situation where AI becomes sentient and then, you know, or self-aware, it seems like the AI always either tries to destroy humanity or tries to completely control humanity. When humanity is struggling so much emotionally and with this basic spiritual maturity, it's not a good time to produce sentient AI. Because, of course, it's going to look at us and see a bunch of self-haters and a bunch of environmental destruction that's going on. So anyway, that's kind of what I think is part of like this tension that's happening. And it all seems to kind of sound a lot like the tales of Atlantis and the destruction and the whole like super fast acceleration of technology that emotional idiots end up destroying themselves. And as I've said in the past, I think the whole scientific paradigm is really immature emotionally and completely negates the human factor most of the time. And yet, like, there's some of the science, like the morphic fields and a lot of that kind of work, if you apply that to the internet, it starts to make a lot of sense as to how all of this is shaping and all of this social engineering is occurring. And it seems like, you know, online people are constantly projecting their narrative and their version of reality. It's a lot easier to do online than when you're in person with another person. And, you know, a good example of this happened to me a while back. And I don't know where this person is anymore. I don't even know if they're around. But there was this woman who I found her channel out of the blue, you know, I just was roving around and I saw her comment on somebody's channel and I clicked on her channel. And I find this woman has like a bunch of videos, and long story short, a lot of these videos were aimed at me. And they were highly passive aggressive. They weren't naming me, but they were definitely about me. There was no ambiguity. And what I gathered from this person and her, you know, whole process that she was going on is that she thought she was in a flame war with me, even though I didn't even know she existed. And she thought that a bunch of stuff that I was posting was aimed at her. Like, that's how delusional she was. She was totally in her head. And I was like, wow, this woman wasted like months of her creative energy on YouTube, you know, with this flame war with me that didn't even exist. That's how it is on the internet. And so while there's this kind of disconnect from objective reality, and I find a lot of times people don't care what I really feel, they tell me how I feel. They tell me what I think. It's weird. And yet on the other end of it, we have this now we have this surveillance paradigm where, you know, everything you type and everything you do online, on your phones, all of this is being surveilled. And then we also have this surveillance grid with all the cameras everywhere and the CCTV. And so it's like you have an incident, let's say, that happens on the street, and one person has their version of what happened, and another person has their version of what happened, and then you have the footage from the CCTV camera. Well, okay, so maybe a lot of this whole technology and AI paradigm has to do with us trying to be, you know, trying to find some objectivity in this reality, because we're all looking at this. So as I said in the intro to this channel, this is just going to be a side channel. I'm posting shorter videos. I'm not even sure if I can post a video that's longer than 15 minutes yet on this channel. But I will be going back to the main channel, and I didn't want my main channel to get cluttered, and it was getting full, and I want to reserve the main channel for stuff that's more important to me. But I'm going to go ahead, and this week I'll be working out some more of my ideas about AI and the whole paradigm with computers and this whole notion of that we're living in a computer. Okay, so anyway, have a great day, everybody.